So welcome to the first Youth Connekt Summit in 2014. We've had various Youth Connekt Summits, but this is the first one this year. For those of you joining us for the very first time, the Youth Connekt Summit is an initiative that was launched by the Ministry of Youth and ICT in connection with the UNDP to serve as a platform for the ICT, the youth, and key players in related sectors to challenge the country and to contribute to the country's development through debates. So that is the basis of the Youth Connekt initiative. So we have discussed various topics in the previous sessions. Today we are going to discuss the role of mobile applications. But before we go into that, I'd like to introduce at least the Minister, Honorable Minister Philbin Senjimana, to tell us more before we introduce the panelists. So the floor is yours, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, we first of all apologize for the technical glitches that delayed the start of this hangout session, and probably correct, it's not summit. It's we will have summits, but this one is just a normal hangout. We are back in business. We hope to maintain our bi-monthly hangout program. Each session should bring a specific subject, should bring to you a specific opportunity. We want to stay and remain engaged with you and many more young people across the country and abroad. As you might know, this session is also being broadcasted live all over the world. But as you could see, we are still really trying to improve on our technical setup. Last time we used to go to the African Digital Media Academy. They were kindly hosting us. This time we are trying to use our own in-house technology at the ministry. It has been a challenge, but we hope that if you can hear us and see us, that's very good. At least the connection is in place. Now we can dive into the subject matter of today. So I want to really extend a very warm welcome to everyone present this afternoon. I hope we can get time to introduce to each other. We are not so many of us. We need to be able to know each other, and then we can go to the topic of today. And I want to just introduce the topic today, and then I will leave the floor to the moderator who will moderate this interaction. We have started a bit late. I don't know whether you guys will be able to afford 1 hour of interaction as we had planned before. But this is not my job to ask. I think the moderator will ask. Let me just ask you to quickly, starting with huye, to introduce who do we have in huye around the table. It could be good to know who's in the audience so that we can make this interaction meaningful to everyone. That we can mix languages if necessary to allow really everyone to be able to be part of this interaction. So huye, if you can take the floor and say who are around the table in huye.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. In huye, as you can see, we are many. All of us, excluding me, are from the former National University of Rwanda, especially from the Applied Science faculty. These gentlemen and ladies, we've discussed before about the technologies, what they get from classes and whatever. So we think today's topic will be a bit more interesting to them, as all of them are ICT or IT players. And speaking on behalf of them, they are really happy to interact with you. So all of us, many of the participants here, are IT players or IT guys and ladies. Okay. So we thank you for being interacting with us today.
All right, so you didn't want to tell us your names, but I think it's fine. Let's go to...
I thought Georgie will introduce me.
Okay. All right. No problem. Can we hear a bit from ngoma?
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Minister. as here we are gathering as people from actually 2 institutions, that is Inatech, and some of people around the table are from the district office here at Ngoma. And actually it has been raining a lot, that's why you cannot see many people here around the table. So many people have been retained outside.
So it was also raining in the room? No, just joking.
My name is Sam. I'm Cindy Sam. So we are just saying hi, and we are looking forward to keep on conversing.
So, but tell us, the people from Inatech, which departments or specializations are they coming from, academically? Can we know?
So, actually, a lot of all clinical psychology, arts and humanities, now people from ICT, that because we do not have ICT.
So, all of you, clinical psychology, can you raise your hands?
Yeah, one.
Yeah. One person, okay. What about the others?
Humanities.
Can we hear from the lady, just one person next to you?
Yeah, economics and management.
She can speak by herself, right? Watubwira no mu Kinyarwanda cyangwa no mu Gifaransa nta kibazo. Ni izina
economy na management.
Mwaka kangahe?
Abandi muri level ya nyuma.
Okay, very good. We just want to make this a bit personal. Can we now from Gasabo?
Yes, Honorable Minister, thank you. I'm Genevieve Ndaishimiye, and I'm with young boys only. I'm Desiree. There's no girls here.
Okay.
I'm with the youth of K-Lab from different companies. 10 young boy from 10 companies. Okay.
Honorable, probably I should correct this one. Here at Gasabo, we have gentlemen from K-Lab.
Okay.
The people you're seeing here are CEOs of startup companies.
Okay.
And myself, the general manager of K-Lab.
Okay.
To those from the other districts who probably don't know what K-Lab is, it's a knowledge hub. It's a space open for anyone in Rwanda, irrespective of age, who wants to innovate in the ICT or tech industry. Thank you, Honorable.
Thank you very much, Giovanni. So let me set the stage for the discussion this afternoon. As you know, we are committed through this Hangout program, Youth Connect Hangout, to bring opportunities to young people of Rwanda and beyond. So in this session, we want to introduce a topic on mobile technology, the role of mobile technology, especially mobile apps. As you might have been informed before, we wanted to launch today a challenge that has been set out by Motorola in partnership with UNDP, but we have postponed that announcement till the next Hangout. But we thought it was important because it will be about developing an app, an application that solves problems and contributes to the socio-economic development of our people, and of course the winners will get the prizes and everything. But I want to take the discussion a bit beyond that. You know, our country is in a process of transformation. We are moving from an agriculture-based economy to a knowledge-based economy based on IT. And we know IT in Rwanda essentially is going to be based on mobile technology. Most probably by show of hand. Can we know how many people don't have a telephone, don't own a telephone among us, around the different tables in the different corners of the country? Because I don't want to take the hands for those who have phones. Okay, let me take the question the reverse. Can everyone hold their phones and show it? Not telephone. It's everyone.
Even has a smartphone, even.
I think most of you have even smartphones. So how many have phones with internet-enabled phones, which are internet-enabled? Again, hold them up. Internet, agatoroshi nizirim. Very good. So you can see that we actually have the tools. Now, we are not the exceptions. We are the rule. 65% of Rwandans have telephones. Not all have smartphones or data-enabled, internet-enabled phones. Many of them have telephones with internet, but they don't use internet. But right there is a big market, is a big opportunity. So we are here this afternoon to think about how are we really taking advantage of those opportunities. Around table with me, we've got people who have actually been involved in this business. I think they look forward to sharing their experiences. They will tell you there's very specific kind of applications that they have already developed very quickly. This is not a marketing opportunity for you. But then we want to hear from you. What do you think is missing? What are the opportunities? I want you to realize that if we could do this properly, the entire economy of Rwanda could be an app-based economy. It is possible. These applications have a market which is the entire world. So I want you to realize that the market you are talking about, it is not the 65% of Rwandans who have phones, it's the entire world. Now, for those who are not in the technology space, we also wanted to make this interaction useful to you. Whether you are a student in economics or in clinical psychology, we want also to hear from you. What kind of technology would you like to see in your own domain that can help you either do business or perform your work better, get to interact and engage your audience or your customers better? So technology, the apps are actually born between a programmer and somebody who brings a business problem. And then together they can design or come up with a solution. So we are here to hear from both the tech guys, those who understand technology and who can develop technologies, and those who bring problems and business opportunities. That is very, very important. So I want to formally start again this Youth Connect Hangout for 2014. As you know, and thanks to you, we've been able to really achieve many milestones last year. As you remember, again, this Youth Connect Hangout won the UNDP Innovation Award, the Pan-African UNDP Innovation Award. So it came with some bit of money, some $75,000 US. So we want to strengthen the capacity, improve the technology, have people in charge, and really grow this program, be able to bring many more young people, and most importantly, we want to be using that facility to create real opportunities for the young people of this country. We want every one of you who come on this hangout to feel that you have not wasted your time. So every time there is a hangout, you should go out with the feeling that I came here, I learned something new. I came here, I identified a new opportunity. I came here, I went out feeling more empowered. My voice can count. My idea can count. So that's the kind of feeling. Secondly, there was just 2 days ago another, it's not a competition, but it's a ranking. Youth Connekt was ranked among the top 10 brands of the country. So you can imagine, Youth Connekt is ranked alongside MTN, Tigo, Bank of Kigali, Bourbon Coffee. I don't think there is any hotels in the top 10, but Youth Connekt is number 9. And it just started, as we know, end of last year. So I think we have built something beyond our own expectations. So I appeal to each one of you to really feel that you are part of a very exciting adventure, You are part of something very important. Please be open, share your thoughts, ask questions, share your ideas, and on our side, as the government of Rwanda, we are committed to make sure that your ideas are well received and they can translate into opportunities for yourself and for the young people of Rwanda. And our vision actually is much well beyond the country. So thank you very much, and I want to hand over back to the moderator.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Now, just to introduce the panelists, I'll introduce the panelists, then I'll introduce to the panelists the moderators that we have in the different sectors, in the different areas throughout the country. So what will happen is that you people there can ask them questions, and they can ask you what you would like to be done in what we are discussing today, mobile applications. So for the very hard questions, you can ask, make sure you put the minister on the hot seat, because he's the one who is going to ensure that most of these things that we discuss actually go the extra mile into being implemented. So allow us to put you on the hot seat. Okay, that is okay. He has allowed, he has agreed, so everything is okay. To my exact left, we have Akaliza Keza, the CEO of Shaking Sun. You've probably seen her all over tabloids, and you know the leader in Rwandans on Twitter, one of the frontliners. To right opposite, we have Amin Mugarura from Hehe Limited, brilliant mind who's exactly where he needs to be or to discuss about the mobile applications. Then we had the first person who talked was Eme Ndaisenga, who said that I will introduce him, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Eme is in Huye district, yes, Huye district, and then at least they've said that they are fluent and they are conversant with ICT, so I'm sure that we are expecting very many questions from you. Then the second one we had was Samuel Musindi, yes, from Ngoma district in the Eastern Province. So we'll be sure to ask you what you would like to be done in your sectors, humanities and psychology, what you'd like to be done in essence to mobile applications. And the last one was Genevieve Ndaishimie, who said that they were with young boys, but Giovanni Nabgoba said no, young CEOs. So Genevieve Ndaishimie, who is in Gasabo, and Giovanni Nabgoba, the general manager of KLab. So we know you and you know us, so let's kick this ball, let's get this ball rolling. Now we have applications in numerous sectors of the economy. Mobile usage has exploded over the recent years. Now with that coming, that means that there has to be innovations each and every month, each and every year. So that is why we have this forum today. There have been two challenges: sustainability of the mobile applications and scalability. That's why we're here today, and we would like to start by just addressing that as well. I'll start with you, Akaliza. I hope everyone can see you sweating here as we ask the questions. What do you think, what are the efforts that you think Rwanda has made in pioneering usage of mobile applications? What do you think Rwanda has made as a step towards that?
Well, I'll also allow the minister to talk about that, but I know that there's been an ICT campaign that's not just targeting mobile usage, but usage of ICT in general around the country. So they've been, going around and trying to raise awareness about the importance of educating yourself, of getting training in ICT, about the different opportunities that are available to people around the country. And so in and part of that is also mobile usage as well.
Okay. Probably I would like to ask the people from Eme Ndaisenga's side, what do you think are some of the challenges that for you people in the ICT sector that you've not been able to give your applications or submit them to the country to see, or to enable yourself to develop even personally? What are some of the challenges that you face in making the mobile applications?
Let me sorry to interrupt. Can we ask from Eme in Huye, who among the room, among the audience has tried to develop an application among the students present there? Anybody who can share any experience trying to develop an app in Huye?
Whether in a group or personally, Huye is this one here. Whether in a group or personally, or you were in a project that was doing an application?
Okay.
Huye muratwumva?
Yes. Can you get us, please?
Yes.
Yes.
As I told you, here around me, I'm with my colleagues. I call them my colleagues because this campus is my school.
Yes.
Yeah. As I told you, they are ICT conversant. As the minister asked it.
Can you go straight to the question, please? Has anyone tried to develop a mobile application so far among the IT students?
Yeah. As I said, I'm not the right person to
give them the floor.
raise a response to this. So the floor is to the participants. Anyone here around who has tried to develop, to create an app can just to the minister.
I can play. I'm a student here in the north. Till now, we are still trying to develop it. We have a group in the class, but we are creating it nowadays. We had that idea before knowing this meeting, but for now we are going to improve our project of developing.
So, which kind of app did you try to develop?
We have begun to study how we can develop the application using Java for a mobile application. Because our knowledge is still in medium, but we are trying to develop it for ourselves.
What was it about? The application? Yes.
The idea was to develop, for example, in our campus, we have the problem. Some people, they have their computers in their rooms, but some of them, they steal their computers. But we have thought how we can develop the application, how when your computer is in the room, when they steal it, you can get the message in your mobile phone. We are still thinking about it.
It's an application that that is used to track.
Which can track your computer when it is stolen.
So how could the application know that your computer is stolen and you're not the owner of the computer, just taking it?
Yeah, so we are still trying to think about it. Not yet design it.
Honorable Minister, there's someone else who wants to.
Okay, someone else. Okay, thank you so much.
I'm also called Abel Atenua. So, me, the mobile app I tried to develop was about like when we have like an event, then to book tickets by SMS. I thought of it, I'm still developing it.
Yes. Guys, there is a girl, Honorable Minister.
Okay, please tell us the name and the year.
Oh well, I'm Mara Muganga, and I'm in third year computer science and system. I've tried developing an app that locates the restaurants and motels and hotels around here in Huye. When tourists and other people come to visit, they'll easily find restaurants or any hotels they can stay in.
Good.
Yes, that's very good.
Very good.
Is there anyone else before we ask you
your question?
Yeah, the challenges. So we have three of you. One of you handles one of you handled an application, or is still handling an application dealing with security. The other one with tickets, selling tickets, and that is, I'm sure, that is booking events. And the third lady, Mariam, was about restaurants. So what are the challenges, maybe Mariam, that you have faced as you tried to create your application dealing with restaurants? What are the challenges that you faced?
Like it's really hard to find to do research about it with the school going on and studying. That's why it's really hard. But other challenges that it's really hard to find other people who are interested in doing the same thing you're doing or helping you, because developing applications, it's always better when you're in team. It's really hard to find people who are so interested in the same idea that you're having. That's most of the challenges. and to easily access the information from the hotels, and they'll be like, what are you trying to do with the pictures or the location or the kind of things that we do in this kind of restaurant. That's the kind of challenges that I faced when I tried.
Maybe we can ask the innovator who is right next to you, because he had talked about the security application, what he thinks are some of the challenges as well to add on to yours.
The challenges we have is to find some materials and someone who can guide us and who can guide us in our project. It's a kind of
mentorship.
I think that's a second challenge, because the first challenge you mentioned was skills. Being able to be on top of Java and other tools that you need to develop your app fully. So skills and mentorship, I think that goes as a challenge. Yeah.
But it's surprising that none of them has mentioned financial constraints. None of them has mentioned it. Are you
because
facing
there are none.
There are none. Abel, yes, please tell us about...
Because everyone has that challenge.
Tell us about your application. What do you think can be done to ensure that when you make the application to book tickets and to book events, that once the application is done, it will be successful? What do you think can be done to assist you or push you to the next level?
Well, yeah, the first thing is financial status, as well as you said, but that financial status to help us in acquiring more skills, like if there is the government putting in place research centers, sponsored, then you go there, get more knowledge, because these days, if you develop something, then the person you're developing, like that mobile app which involves transactions, then our local population will not trust you, because they'll ask you, where did you get that knowledge from? If they hear that you're from like our local universities, they'll say, we can't trust this one. So there's our fellow Africans have not trusted us fully. So we need like research centers, or sponsoring us to go abroad and make research.
Did you tell us your name?
Abel.
Abel, I think I'll throw back the challenge to you. I want somebody to come and show me a prototype or something that works. If you show me the application and you meet this problem of not being trusted, give that fight to me. I'll fight that for you. Because we are here because we trust you, but you also need to do your part in terms of working very hard, in terms of coming up with a technology that is works perfectly. I may not be able to stay for the whole session, but I want to leave you with this challenge. Every time I went to visit entrepreneurs, technology entrepreneurs, I found this gap between trying to develop a technical solution but being able to link it with a business, finding a real life business problem, and then researching about it just online. So for instance, for the restaurant app, I know several similar apps, people who have developed nice technology solutions but who are not able to populate it with the data. You develop a system, because you are in Kigali, you can put a few restaurants in Kigali, but data collection, restaurants in Ibutare, restaurants in Rubavu, you can't get there to collect that data. So before you go forward and start spending hours and hours of design and coding and development, first ensure that you're not doing something that is already available that is even much better than what you are trying to do. Most of the time you will find that there are similar solutions, maybe not 100% the way you think about them, but it is very important that you know what else exists before you do something, because you may be reinventing the wheel. Because what is important, I want you to realize that what is important for you is to make money, is not to put up a nice technology that nobody is going to use. Have that business mindset ahead of time. look for something that will help you making money. Because in fact, when you start from there, you solve a business problem, and by solving a problem, you can create revenues. Because once you have that mindset, you might find that it is easier to actually build on something that someone else has done than starting something on yourself, by yourself and from scratch. Commercializing technology is another important element that you can build on. So scan the landscape, find out the cool, the nice technologies which are there. Some of them are really open source. You can take it and customize it and sell it. An example is last week I was in Geneva. I met the manager of the iHub, which is the Nairobi equivalent of KLab. One of the things she talked about was this very famous application called Ushahidi. You can Google it. Ushahidi is an app that helps in a disaster management when there is a disaster. It's an open source. It has not been customized or introduced to Rwanda. And if you start developing something similar to Ushahidi, you might spend 3 years. You will never get something nearly as perfect. But it's up there for all of us to use. So you can take it and you customize it, and you do an application in Rwanda. You can call it Rwanyibiza. And it is just Ushahidi that you took because it is open source. You call it Rwanyibiza, and you come downstairs, Midimari Wano has. I can help you selling it to Midimar. So for me, I would think that you are smarter than the guy who tried to invent Rwanyibiza by starting to code from scratch. You take Ushahidi, it is in English or Kiswahili, you put it in Kinyarwanda, and you design it such that it can be used by Gitifu, Murenge, or any peasant, Muturage can use it to declare an emergency, and then it will put it automatically on a map and so on. So don't always have this mindset of trying to do something on your own. It doesn't make a difference. The difference is you have helped the society to deal with the problem using technology, and you have made money. So that is the most important thing. I want to leave you with that piece of advice and let Mr. Jirango go on with the interaction.
Right, thank you very much. Of course, even as the minister leaves us, anything that we discuss that needs to be addressed on a higher level or that needs to be highlighted will be addressed by the minister, and we will be sure to submit all your questions or all your suggestions to him at the end of the Connekt Summit.
Before I leave again, sorry to interrupt, can we get from the moderators the list of participants? Because this man can tell you one application that we are doing together. Let's start forming a community. Even beyond this, we could need to distribute, like the notes from this hangout. So we need to know how to reach out to you. So we need your email contacts and your phone contacts, and we will build a community that is going to be sustainable. Even if you are not here or you are not in the room, you should still be able to remain connected to the hangout, either online by social media, Facebook, but also on YouTube, where you can watch these programs from. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Minister.
You can sit here. Can be the minister for the next few minutes. Don't leave an empty chair there. Somebody should sit there.
All right, so now all the hard questions, you can direct them to Akaliza as we continue. Okay, now we have received a tweet from a person called @Miche by us, and I think I should direct it straight to Genevieve's side, Giovanni. Giovanni, there's someone who is saying that he is following the hangout session, and that it is really great. And one question is, do you think that there is a plan to establish more hubs like KLab? Around the country, not only one singular place, in different parts of the country?
Thank you. Yes, there is a plan to build similar clusters around the country, and so far we've begun it. We recently had a verbal agreement with Chichichiro College of Technology. So very soon we'll also be having K-Lab at Chichichiro. And we look forward to doing similar with UNR, the former UNR, and several other districts wherever we'll find space. That's really in plan.
All right, thank you. We really believe you when you say you're young CEOs. Giovanni, we should have you among the panelists the next time we have the next hangout.
I'm so comfortable here.
Okay, now I'd like to move to Samuel Musindi in the Eastern Province. We don't want you to be left out, but here's a question that I would like to ask any of you. Now, do you think these applications are going to be necessary in your fields in psychology and humanities? Do you need these mobile applications?
Of course, maybe I will do like the other one from huye did. Maybe I would pass the question.
Yes, to one of the...
Yes. I don't know, what do you think? Okay. Do you need the mobile application in clinical psychology? Do you need the mobile application in economics?
In economics, yes.
Yeah, things like that.
On my behalf and on behalf of my fellow students of clinical psychology, I think that really the usage of mobile phones in ICT is really required, because we in clinical psychology, we need information. We need to make our various activities to be known to Rwandan society. Especially in our nowadays, we're facing various challenges that in our domain of clinical psychology is not well known in Rwanda. Though the huge number, about 2 million of people, they do suffer from various mental illness. That's why the usage of phone mobile will make a widespread of skills among Rwandans about what is clinical psychology, what is the mental illness, that will help us to develop our country. It is required in ICT to use mobile phones so that everyone may be informed about what is mental illness, what is the impact on people, on their life, and on the daily life of our country.
Wait, let me ask you, allow me to ask you, because as you explain, you're the best person to explain this. How you, of all the 3 sites that we have connected to, you're the only site that has not been able to, that is not in the ICT sector. And you said that you're not well versed with the ICT sector. So this is probably the best question for you. How do you think, even as the mobile applications are set up, how do you think it will help people, even people who do not have any knowledge in ICT, in IT, above the digital divide? How do you think it will help people like that? You're doing psychology. When you finish, your aim is not to be an ICT developer. Your aim is to be a psychologist. So how will that application help you?
Okay, good. Thank you. Whenever I complete my studies, I hope that I'll try to use all already programs launched as the various software have been already introduced in Rwanda. I will use them to make our Rwandans informed, my fellow Rwandans informed about mental illness. ICT, as I said before, is required. Even me, as a clinical psychologist, I have to use these applications to inform our fellow Rwandans what about mental illness, the impact on our daily life, and on the impact of our national economy. Because there is a hindrance of not knowing the great impact of mental illness. The impact of mental illness is not only on our body, it's also to the life of our country. That's why I will try to write, by using these various applications, the information that will be useful to one community, so that they may know this and try to solve this before getting into serious condition that will enable them to develop our country and themselves. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. You look like you're also in the right forum. We'd like to move back to Genevieve Ndaishimie and Giovanni to hear at least some of what your participants or people joining us from your area have to talk about. Now, we have various technologies that you mentioned, and maybe if they have, I'd like first of all to ask you that for any one of you who wants to connect with us on social media, you can tweet the Youth Connect at YouConnect, that's YOUKONNECT, to connect with other people who are watching us from all over the world. So I'd like to ask Genevieve Ndaishimie, Giovanni, and your team, there are very many applications that do not, once they are introduced to the market, and maybe you will help us as well here. Some of them, they get the financials, they get the financial capital, they start, but after that, that's it. They never leave the pilot phase. How do you think that one can be pushed to ensure that the applications, at least, they go to the second phase, that is sustainability and reaching a wider mass, a wider generation? Maybe one of your, maybe one of the young CEOs you have around there could help you.
Okay, he can explain himself. Yes, CEO.
All right. Thank you. I think what we are seeing at KLab is that a number of people have their independent solutions, and some of them have begun making money, so meaning there's progress. But since the CEOs are in-house, I would suggest you guys take...
Exactly,
yes,
exactly.
Please, the CEOs.
Someone wants, yeah. You.
Okay, the CEO said before, okay, KLab, some of us, okay, most of us, we have solution, you know, began work on. But the thing is, okay, the guy from Ngoma, the psychologist guy,
yes,
was saying something, say, like, you ask him a question, how can a mobile application help you to make your psychological thing more efficient?
Even without a phone.
Okay.
Yes.
So for here, we are very open and get inspired of challenges those people have. If you have a problem, how you can make very efficient your psychology or your any activities. Because we often own some ideas, we are trying to make more solutions and make more efficient. But ideas and challenges of people inspires more, and we can intend to make solutions for.
Right, thank you very much. Before we leave your site, I would like to request all of you, the CEOs in the room. I can see one CEO with the striped red shirt and the striped sweater right behind you. So if you have any questions or you'd like anything addressed as we continue, before we finish up, because time is running out, just make sure that you ask before we finish, and then the minister will address them if we cannot address them here or if the panelists cannot address them. I'd like to go back to Aime's side in Huye and direct the question straight to Mariam, who talked about her application with restaurants. Now, Mariam, is there a reason why you decided to pick the restaurants and not any other sector, not finance, not construction, or not mobile money? Why did you decide to choose to make an application for restaurants? Is there a certain, is it a convention? What made you decide to do restaurants?
Well, I understand. There was this time I was in the bus, there were some people seated beside me, they're from, I don't know, like Netherlands. And they were coming this side and they were so lost, they didn't know where to go. Like, mainly the thing was to locate hotels. Like, they had no idea where to go around here. So I thought maybe that would be a good idea if there was an app that could direct them to the hotels or restaurants around Huye. Or maybe that thing would be good if, like, if the restaurants and the hotels, like, okay, if my app would give locations of the restaurants and hotels around the country, because so many people need that, like people from outside. That's why I was so inspired with those people when I said the app.
All right, thank you. We'll pass the question now opposite here to Amin Mugarura from Hehe Limited. Do you think that there are certain areas or sectors of the economy that applications should focus on? Because, you know, we are going to have this competition where people will be required to bring in their applications and they will be awarded money. But some sectors, for them, some sectors are not mentioned, so they look like they're irrelevant, but they're very relevant to economy. So do you think that there are some sectors that these applications should focus on?
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, I think there are sectors that this application should focus on in terms of solving people's problems and maybe also improving some existing situations. So I don't know if I should mention them.
Yes, yes, please.
Okay, this like in Hehe, we do focus on education because we think this is a very crucial sector for the development of our country. Agriculture, as you know, agriculture is the economy of our country is mostly based on agriculture.
Yes.
And we have done some applications in agriculture that are life changer for people that are working in this sector. So those are the two most sectors that we focus on in Hehe, but we are going also in healthcare sector. We've done some application in that area too. Some of the application are even running beyond the borders of Rwanda, and we think also if a participant of the competition focuses on this sector, it could be a good thing.
All right, thank you. Now, you've probably heard him say, he has not mentioned in Hehe Limited Mariam's idea of the restaurants, or the one next to you about security, or Abel's idea for the tickets. So if you want to sell your ideas, you know who you can target. So Mariam, I'll give you my invoice for that one as well. I've given you a direct idea for that one. All right, now we are really close to winding up. I don't know whether any of you in the different sites from Huye and Ngoma and Gasabo, any one of you has any questions that you would like to direct to Akaliza in regards to ICT or gender equality in ICT, or yeah, any question that you would like to be answered. Is there any one of you with any question?
Yeah, Huye, they are ready.
Okay.
You're sharp, huh?
Yes, Huye.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's me, Mariam again. I know like you are excellent developers, so I was wondering, and I was meeting so many challenges about developing the app again, and then I was wondering if there are any potential developers tools that are needed to start developing an application.
Are you talking to me,
I
or?
can answer that.
You can answer that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, for Mariam's question, I think 2 years ago we did the same application. Actually, because we founded here when we were still at school. We went to KIST. So we did the same application. It was a location-based application, but SMS-based application. So it was about directing people, giving people landmarks. Let's say, for example, one use case, you are here at the ministry, you want to reach maybe at KLab. So you would write the 2 points, and then the server will put the information and then gives you the clear landmarks on how to reach there. And it would even estimate the cost on a motor and cab. So the application didn't work, didn't scale, because of the data collection was the issue. So like Minister said, maybe some of the tools that you can use, maybe people from KLab will help me, because there are many tools that you can use, open source tools.
Yes.
And so this involves Google geolocation maps. I mean Google Maps. You can Google it and see how you can even. They even have sample applications on how to do that. There are various great tools, but the problem that you meet ahead, it's data for your application.
I'd just like to to comment on what he said, first of all, I very much agree in terms of open source. There are many open source tools available. There's a lot online. Google is your friend. I always say that what I learned at university actually was the only thing that was useful was the piece of paper I got, you know. But in terms of the quality of the education, and this was in the UK, I would without insulting the education in Rwanda, I'd expect that most of us studying computer science are in the same situation. Like what we learn is not necessarily relevant to the market. That was the case I had in the UK, and I would expect it's probably similar here. So I would highly encourage you to, to take some online courses. There are lots of them available. And then also to comment on what he said earlier about which sectors to focus on. I feel like in the case of huye, the what I would call social entrepreneurs, most of what they develop is trying to help the community, which is very commendable. But some of you, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing, some of you you're in it for the money, and so your focus might be different, because like for example, what he was saying is like if you want to go into these competitions where you can get money to develop your app, usually they're looking for social entrepreneurs, like because it's NGOs funding these competitions. But if you're developing the app for money, then of course what you might want to focus on is what's an actual market need. And I really enjoyed your story about how you actually saw someone who faced this challenge, and that's what inspired you to begin developing your app. And while I have your attention, the university students, there's a competition called Miss Geek Rwanda. I don't know if you've heard about it. That's Ms. like MS, not Miss with the ISS. So it doesn't matter if you're married or single, you can participate. And the competition is for university students, female students. Sorry, gentlemen.
It's really hard because of all the places, only AMA has the women. No one, everyone else is male. Yes, so it's
and that's exactly why we're having this competition. We're trying to promote, sensitize people, and also promote ICT among girls and women in Rwanda, so that people like is it Miriam?
Yes, Miriam.
People like Miriam will no longer be the exception. So like the next time we have this kind of hangout, we would like to see just as many girls as boys. I think the boys would enjoy that, would appreciate that as well.
Genevieve is having a lot of fun where she is.
Yeah. So please, Miriam, I hope you'll take part in that competition. There are lots of prizes that will be available for you. And please join our group, Girls in ICT Rwanda. Anytime we hear about opportunities, we send it out to our members on our Facebook page, on our Twitter page. The men are also very welcome to support us and follow us. So I think I went a bit off topic, but
yes, please say something else.
I want to tell Mariam, for your application, I can help you on that if you want.
I told her I will invoice on that. Yes.
I've done something like that using Google Maps, but I can assure you that it's pretty tedious. I had to go around with my Android phone and taking the GPS location of every restaurant location. So you can imagine how it's hard to do that, so that I can map the restaurant on the map and then pull the data from the map to the application. I can show you how I did that. If you find it maybe quite good for you, you can go ahead and use it. I can give you the source code.
Ooh, free source code.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I think I love your contacts.
Okay, my email is mugarura@huyeLTD.com.
Okay, that just went out to the whole world.
It's okay.
Direct marketing. Now there's some two applications I can tell you to look at. Mariam, you can look even as you continue writing. You can look at an application called Eat Out Kenya. That is, I think, one of the best or the best, most established application in East Africa from Kenya. It's called Eat Out. So they're also opening in Rwanda, so you might beat them to it. And then for tickets, look at an application called Ticket Sasa. Yes, Ticket Sasa. Just Google it. Ticket Sasa is you can only find one with one domain. So just Google Ticket Sasa. For security, I'm not so sure. I will not give you an application that you do not know about. So just Google those two, and then has something happened? Okay, then just Google those two, and then they might give you ideas for your applications. Now, are there any questions that we have left out as before I give you a challenge, especially the people from Eastern Province? Are there any challenges? Are there any questions?
Yeah,
We have three questions.
Not 3 questions. There were just suggestions that myself and maybe other participants in this room that can raise. I just want to address people who are involved in developing mobile applications. Actually, there are many opportunities in many domains in Rwanda and everywhere that is about actually exchanging information. Like one of the students from Inatek was saying, actually exchange of information between a patient and a psychologist, or even an agronomist and a farmer. So there are always such opportunities that you can even explore. And something that maybe can be raised as an advice to people who are developing some applications, look at what you do. It's all about innovation. Innovation, you do not need to be too original. So you actually, as the minister said, you can improve what exists. You can even take something that exists in another context, then you adapt it in your particular context. Like, for example, when I see many people here, young people in Rwanda, always WhatsApping, and doing these social network things that you do, you can you can make it your own and maybe have something in Kinyarwanda. And I know that people like things from their own home. If you have a Kinyarwanda WhatsApp, I think many Rwandans would be using WhatsApp that's in Kinyarwanda instead of going to WhatsApp that is in Google Maps, Google Apps store. And something else, for example, people from here, it's great that you do many things. I know myself, I try to get informed, but apart from getting informed, the efforts that are done to make your stuff known are not really, you need to improve on that. You do something, but also make it known. Even the students from NUR, you do a small thing, but you think it is small, but you guys, you should make it more known, and you never know. People will, you will find yourself that many people have loved this time that you have made.
Thank you very much, Sam.
One last thing.
All right, because we're running out of time.
Okay, 1 minute.
And I have a very big announcement for you. Yes.
One last thing is that you as developers of applications, you need a forum, because you actually need ideas from people who need the applications. So such a forum like the Hangout, Youth Connekt Hangout, is not enough, because it will be also tackling other issues than mobile applications. But you need also to establish a specific forum where you meet people who need different things, who give you information about what is needed and so forth. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your suggestions and your closing remarks from Eastern Province. Now we'd like to move to Huye, who said, Genevieve, you said that your team had a question?
Yeah, 3 questions.
Okay.
The first one, answered me.
Okay, I'm Patience from tohoza.com, but developing application from for business here is a bit difficult, because one of the challenge we face is the revenue share scheme the telecom companies have. They take 70% and they give us 30%. So we are the ones who make the more effort. The biggest work is from us. So why telecom companies have to take 70% while we are working hard? So I would like to address that issue to the Ministry of Youth. So if they can see how to change that revenue share, and I think it will increase the willingness of developing mobile application from youth or from developers, because the actual revenue share is not interesting. 70% for telecom and 30% for the ones who do the biggest job is not fair.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else with a question? That one will definitely be addressed, and I hope, Patience, I hope that you will be with us in the next hangout to hear what the Minister has to say about your question.
We have the second one.
Thank you. I am Musa from KLab. My company is Kens Limited. It is a software company in the transport. We are focusing our product in the transport. My question is, there is the penetration of mobile in the country, but if we look at the penetration of smartphone, it's still not beyond 3%, and we are establishing the infrastructure which are really costly and high. I mean the 4G LTE, which is coming next. But how many people are going to use the 4G LTE? On the other hand, we have the 3G. Is it used efficiently? That is my question. And I want to come back on something you said earlier. You ever talked about something like startup, always in the piloting phase. Startup, you really need to have time. You really need to prove that what you are doing is worth it. It's consistent. That's why you need to have too much time to prove to people whom you are selling your product that you are consistent, that you are not going to give them the product and after 2 days you disappear. Some of the time we could not be seeing it as you are taking too much time in the piloting phase. Thanks.
Thank you, Musa. The last one, please.
Yes.
My question, I address Ministry of...
Please tell us your name.
My name is Wanabeli Alex.
Okay.
I'm from Kenya. I own my company called Kubu Prosperity African Arts. I address my question to Ministry of Youth and ICT. I can't that you sit in a seat of ministry. You can be there to read. Okay. My problem is we are now asked to develop the mobile application, the real solution, but on that mobile device. I think we all agree that we are doing. But the problem, number of Rwandese, the market that we are targeting, are not using the smartphone, and technology we are using, sometimes we are somehow limited. Some solutions we are making are not SMS based or USSD, but we need like a smartphone to expand our technologies to feel enough to deliver that service or that technology enough to people. Is there a policy or government policy to make available that smartphone or mobile phone to all Rwandese, that we can make those solutions to Rwandese and can be done?
Are you in short? Are you asking whether the ministry will give you a Samsung S4 to use?
I'm not asking, not mind.
No, but you wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. I would like to be given an S4. But anyway, thank you. I appreciate your question, and I'll be sure to pass it on. So Patience, Musa, and Banabe, make sure, please, that you connect with us during our next hangout. These are the questions that will be addressed, and it will be the major questions because we are talking about mobile development, even in mobile applications for our next hangout. Now, this is the announcement that we had that we are going to expand on the next hangout. There is a competition that will be announced to everyone who wants to create a mobile application. Even the people in Eastern Province who are in the psychology sector, you can just think about it. And the areas that will be touched on are governance, education. I can see Mariam writing because she knows the essence of it. Now, the applications that you will be required to tackle again are in governance, education, health, agriculture, and gender. Those are the areas that you'll be required to make these applications for this competition. So there are prizes to be won, and there's a lot to be followed up on about that and support. So you will be told more about that in the subsequent hangout. That will be 2 weeks from now. So at this particular point, if we don't have anything else pending,
Georgie, we have the last one question, please.
Okay,
Georgie.
okay. I apologize. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Go.
Thank you. My name is Tushime Pascal. I'm from KLab and member of ICT Lovers Rwanda. ICT Lovers is an online platform that aims to educate or to increase skills to youth Rwandans. And mine is not like a question, but like a suggestion. I would like, it is going to be based on one was told by the guy from huye that there is sometimes lack of skills, enough skills in youth. But we've set up, even though it is not yet finished well, but we are setting up an online platform which is helping youth Rwandans to get educated, to get more skills as they have, especially in ICT areas, which is called ICT Lovers Rwanda. It can be found on www.ictlovers.com, and that goes together with the idea that I had. If you see in the campaigns areas, in the village areas, people are coming from universities, but still the knowledge is too low for them to get started with their startups or to have their business getting up. But if we can have this kind of incubation center in each district, to have what we call ICT center. If we can have a kind of a hub in each district, so that people who are more skilled than others can be inspiring others, as it has been a challenge. It has presented as a challenge by huye, but if we can have this kind of hub in ICT centers in every district, maybe starting by one district, so that we can expand it in other districts should be better.
Right,
that was my.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your comments from huye and from ngoma and from gasabo. Amen, Daisenga, I don't think I have left you out. Yes?
No, I only wanted to ask you a favor of a few seconds, because a colleague of mine had just a small question for you.
Yeah, I have a small question. I'm by name of Christian. So I would like to request for the huye companies to, as our brothers, to come, as our brothers in ICT. I mean brothers in ICT, to come down in campuses, like in our people like us who like to play with ICT and share with us your experience. It will be really better for us.
Right. Thank you. Yes, I'm sure you've had, and he'll be sure to come. If he will not, we have it on. Everything is recorded, so we will make sure that we follow up and we see that you asked him, and he'll be sure to come. So with that, we have to say goodbye because time. I'm sure you also have busy schedules, all of you, and we have to wrap up. We'll be back 2 weeks from now, and you can follow this. You can watch the direct link or watch whatever happened through a link that will be tweeted by my ICT. That's at my ICT on Twitter. So you don't have any excuse to miss out on anything. The Facebook page as well is Youth Connekt Rwanda. So all of those are out there for you to post your questions and your comments and your feedback on the live transmission and what you think should be improved or what you think should be addressed in the subsequent Hangouts. My name is George Ndirango, and we'll be sure to see you 2 weeks from now with the application tournament. So thank you very much for staying tuned, and bye-bye from Kigali.
Bye.
Bye.